ESPN family. I'm Zach.
And I'm Jill. And this is Roadhouse Idiots.
Season 13 is underway.
Afoot. We don't have to be through supernatural helliness anymore.
Nope.
We are back. Season 13. Just finished the first episode. Initial thoughts.
As far as the episode itself, it was, there were parts of it that were really laid back. It was kind of, like, it kind of eased you back into the season, I felt. It didn't like, start off with a bang, kind of like...
high action.
Eased you into it. I love the character of Jack. I think he's going to be that perfect balance between, like, comic relief and... at the same time, he has a very dramatic role to play.
Really good.
Funny thing is, for any fans of the movie Bad Santa...
/ Bad Santa 2.
/ Bad Santa 2, the fast food worker was Thurman
Merman, guys! Oh!
So that...
How fun.
Awesome.
That was a good moment. I think Jack is awesome. I love his lack of knowledge, which will lead to lack of social references of the world, which is great because I love it when we have characters like that. And Castiel has become too knowledgeable.
Yeah.
He's still socially awkward about some things, but he's gotten so much better. So it's great to have fresh meat, someone who considers himself Castiel's son, even though he's Lucifer's son. And this is going to be, I think, the theme of the season of Jack's character. And we've got the whole nature versus nurture. Are we destined to be who we are before birth, or do we have some choice, and is it how we're raised? And I think Sam's going to have real issues with Dean wanting to kill him, because I think Sam's really relates to Jack, but I think Sam really relates to Jack because Sam was born, well, not born, but with 6 months had demon blood in him, so he was destined to be evil. He was destined to become the devil. So from that sense, Sam has a real connection towards this character, and I think he's going to naturally really want to protect him, which is naturally Sam, but I think even more, I think it's going to cause conflict, and we all know Dean, he doesn't handle conflict well.
He doesn't handle grief well.
He doesn't handle grief well.
Bad situations
and when he's in really bad grief, he tends to gravitate towards killing more.
Yeah.
He tries to put his grief into his work, and his work is hunting, so he just wants to kill. So I think that's going to be a really interesting battle. I'm very excited. I'm more excited for this premise than I've been in a few seasons. For the setup, because episode 1 sort of lays us out.
Yeah.
I think that this episode is setting up for a good premise this season.
There's still more to set up, too.
Yeah.
I think we'll get into that next week. One thing I really liked was the whole explanation of how Jack, grew up so fast.
That was really cool.
I was really fascinated by that, how he chose Castiel to be his father, and then he was able to comprehend, the world around him before he was even born.
Because of his mother.
Exactly, and I was just really fascinated by that.
Really cool start.
Really cool start.
The sadness of seeing Cass's body burn, even though we know he's coming back, it was a little sad. The lighting, though, can we talk about the lighting and framing on this shot?
Good job, Phil.
God, Phil.
Phil killed it.
Phil, it was gorgeous. It was
really good.
Beautiful. The sky scene, and I love the
shot at the end with the their silhouettes and the fire in the background. Even though it was CGI fire, it still came out really good.
No, that was amazing. But you know what else was amazing? The flashback sequence of Dean praying.
Oh, yeah.
I thought the skyline, it was this beautiful, perfect day, blue sky and white fluffy clouds. So it was this backdrop of heaven, almost, of what, picturesque heaven, of praying to that. And then just Chuck nowhere to be found, and then Dean destroying the pirate side.
He's going to have some explaining to do. Chuck.
Chuck's not coming back anytime soon.
Yeah, he is.
Soon?
I don't know how soon, but he'll be back.
I mean, listen, I don't know what explaining. This is Chuck's MO. He said he was going to take off.
Well, yeah, but Dean's going to want to kick his ass.
You can't have God just be there to just like pull a god and just save
No,
everyone.
I know, but it's gonna make for some good scenes.
Yeah.
In
Well,
future episodes, I think.
okay. So overall, I really like the premise. It wasn't high intense, but I really like the premise, and I was laughing a lot this episode.
Yeah, there was some good
definite-
comedy. There was some heavy spots. There was some good comedy. The action didn't really do it for me. I just didn't feel like the stakes weren't very high. But I mean, again, like I said off the top, it kind of eased you back into it rather than just like
Yeah, and the one thing that is tough for me now, though, when you have a character like Castiel, and this is there's no way to avoid this, it's inevitable. When you're in season 13, it was kind of sad seeing Cass burn, but we obviously all know from Misha Collins
he's coming back.
that Cass is back, so it was hard for me to get really emotional for that, that's unavoidable for them. So, overall, do you have Impala rating?
I do. Yeah,
I think we're going to disagree tonight. Normally we're spot on with each other, but I actually think we're going to disagree on our Impala rating. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 8. Oh! 8 Impalas. That's easy then. I really thought you were going to give it a lower because of the lack of action.
I considered it, but
you could.
But that was the only thing that didn't get me tonight. That said, there was a season where you kind of have to pick up the story from where the last season. So there's a very large storytelling, element to this particular episode, and frankly, I think that's where this show is at its strongest, is the storytelling.
And that's my favorite.
The storytelling and the comic relief have been spot on.
It's what has sold me onto the show originally. It's what's kept me back every year. This show had it. This episode had it. I'm very happy with that. I think there's going to be some great opportunities for comic relief during serious situations with Jack.
Yes.
I really like the actor who's playing him. I think he's doing a great job with Jack. And on a little side note, I'm curious to see why Lucifer needs Mary.
Okay, before we get to predictions, I really just want to say that opening montage of like the season 12 recap. Oh man, I was so happy that they scored licensing for Metallica, because that's a tough ticket for like a TV show to get a Metallica
to get
song,
permission for Metallica.
That doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool. I was really happy to see that.
I feel like musicians, I as far as like mainstream networks, like awards, Supernatural's never gonna be a mainstream show as far as like recognized from TV.
Yeah.
But musicians, on the other hand, I almost feel like if you're a good rocker band, it's almost a badge of honor to get to be on Supernatural.
It's funny that you say that. It's not like a well-known mainstream, like as far as like a critically acclaimed TV show.
I think it's the quality of a critically
No. What I was gonna say is
show.
I have seen more press
for Supernatural lately,
leading up to this season, than I have the past 2 or 3 years since
Once
I've been watching it. Since I caught up and watched it live, there's been very little press.
It
and
used
I feel like
to be a closet following.
This year, this year, you got the cover of Entertainment Weekly. You had Jensen go on Kelly and Live with Kelly and Ryan. You have Jared Padalecki on tonight with Jimmy Kimmel.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen.
And they were on Conan this summer.
They were on Conan during San Diego.
Although last year was the first year because, well, they were on for a Supernatural promo like 6 or 7 years ago. They used to do it, believe it or not.
Okay.
Because I've been watching.
Yeah, you would know better than me.
They used to do it, and then there was several years where they didn't. But last year, Jarrett was on Kelly, and at that point it was Michael.
Yes,
and that's when he announced that he and Jen were having a baby.
You're right, he was.
So he was on the previous year, but there was about 5 or 6 year stretch where they got no press whatsoever. But now people are like, oh, we should start recognizing
the marketing department at the CW has really pushed.
It's good. They know they're respecting their elders.
So, do you have any lingering thoughts? Thinking ahead to the future weeks.
I think Cass is in the empty. I think that's how we're gonna get Cass back.
Yep.
I think that, like I said, I think it's gonna cause big conflict between Sam and Dean because Sam's gonna relate to Jack.
Do you think or do you know?
I think.
Oh, because there's something you know.
I don't know.
You know something.
What about you? Any thoughts?
More curiosity. I'm really excited and anxious to get more into the alternate world. There's going to be a point, I feel like Mary's gonna have a little bit of a Stockholm syndrome where she and Lucifer are actually going to have to be like buddy. Like right now, like Lucifer is like kind of intimidating Mary and being like, "Oh, I need you," and kind of holding Mary hostage. I think the two of them are actually going to come to a point where they're both going to need each other to get back
to the other world. It'll be interesting. I also think it's going to be interesting seeing all the characters of the other world.
Yeah.
Major spoiler alerts. Okay, so this is something that was announced, so it's everywhere. But Osric Chow, we know Kevin Tran,
will be back.
is coming back. So that's one of them, which, I don't know. I was so happy to see that. I'm of the believer, I wish that they didn't announce that. I wish that it was kept more hush-hush. I like those things to be a surprise. He was one of the people that I thought of to possibly come back. The other one that I'm really holding out for that I really want to see is this little redhead up front. I am dying to see Charlie. And I think...
I hope so.
Well, the thing is, not only can I see it, I can see a realistic thing. Because Charlie is the type of person, she chose fight when it became fight or flight with her very first episode with the Leviathans, and she chose to step up and do research.
Yeah.
And with all of the research she did, I could see her as a person running this underground network for hunters and people in this apocalypse, and I think it could be a really strong, badass role for her. So if I were to put one wish/hope for the season, it's that. I want to see Charlie, and I don't just want to see Charlie, I want to see Charlie in a high power position running the shit out of things. That would be my dream for season 13. I almost said 12. It's 13, guys. All right.
I'm also excited to kind of be introduced to the bad guys because we haven't.
Yeah, we'll see.
Michael, and I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation. I think it's Asmodeus.
I think you're right.
I think it's Asmodeus. I could be wrong on
that.
Dude in the white suit who's kind of playing like. I feel like he's going to be a hybrid of Crowley and Lucifer.
We'll see.
We'll
I
see.
don't even
but
like
he
to
kind of
say
has
that. I'm very
kind of tossed a little bit of a southern drawl at the same time.
I'm gonna miss. It's gonna be different. I think the time was right for Crowley to be off the show because they sort of were repeating some of his storylines. But I'm really gonna miss Mark Sheppard.
And for those of you who think Crowley might be coming back, I'm really sorry.
He's
Crowley's done.
Crowley's Gonzo.
Crowley is done.
So
D-U-N. Done.
And he knows this. That's a saying we say. We say D-U-N.
I still see like the occasional post like, oh, I hope they bring Crowley back. Everybody else is on the table except for Crowley. Crowley,
I would say, is the most off-the-table person to come back to the show.
Right.
And I think he's okay with that because it's a storyline. His story was complete, and you don't want to just have a character on there for having a character on there.
Yeah.
We can do a whole other video about characters we want to come back on another day. We're rambling a bit because we're so excited.
There's a few I want to see back.
Yes, another video for another time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our premiere of season 13.
Yes.
Please hit the little subscribe button in the box below and follow us on Twitter. We are tweeting a lot more these days. There's a link to our Facebook page. I'm going to be honest, I don't really use it.
She's a better tweeter than me.
And I don't know about better, just more frequent. So thank you so much for stopping by the Roadhouse.
Carry on, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.